I would like to introduce you to my half-brother, Tyrellian the Mad!
Who has control over Tyrellian?
Do you happen to know where Celine Blackmore is?
Look, I can get you a private chat with your daughter.
I want to be free. I don't want to be a princess anymore.
Without being in humanoid form, you see Gagoth the Horror, the leader of the Blackworm clan. It causes quite the stir.
Oh my god! The xenophobic, hateful creatures!
I was getting some bad vibes during that speech.
Revenge!
Oh, damn it is.
Is it bad guy speed?
And with that, 12 explosions happen and explodes the entranceways. The explosions trap everyone in here. Welcome back to the last table session of Into the Darklands. Something darkness.
Thank
In brackets.
you.
It's his
Canonical
tagline.
title. Something Darklands.
So I don't remember anything too exciting happening at the end of last table session. So if I can't remember what's happened,
I remember walking away from yesterday being like, man, we didn't get through much.
you're like kind of boring session. Not really much happened. So if you can remember anything that happened, maybe you'll need a hero point today.
We had a long rest, I think, at some point.
Cool.
Very
We're going to need a little bit
long rest.
more of a heroic recap.
Well, while we were resting, someone snuck a message into Soot's bag saying, "Don't underestimate me." So
It's always nice every single table session when the recap just starts randomly in the middle of the session.
I mean, you said
rather than-
rest, and I.
Okay, the first thing we did was we decided that we needed to go back into the sub level of the thing. We went back of the Storm Scar.
Oh yeah.
And we got
Il Doctore.
we tried to find the doctor, but magical mishaps went awry, and we decided that Naz got a little bit charmed, possibly, and it seemed like we're probably going to die down there. So we decided he would leave.
Get out of Dodge.
Good.
But then Talia left a airy token there, and as we were leaving, Soot stole a fetus in a jar. Classic Soot.
I like to think I liberated it.
And then we left, escaped, thought everything was chill, had a rest, and then Naz had
Oh yeah, Naz had an absolute meltdown.
yeah,
I think he was pretty chill guy.
He threw a tantrum.
pointed a gun.
We get some good backstory.
I think he was pretty chill. Was
about
it?
Naz. We got some good backstory. That he is the way he is because he was a kind of a slave. Well, he's imprisoned, right? And he kind of learnt that money and power are the only things that get him anywhere. Freedom.
And he was imprisoned. Why?
Oh, because he's a half. Well, he's a bunch of different goblin clans. He's not like a pure.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
He's not a pure
Born
blood.
of two cartels.
That's right.
Remarkable ties to foreshadowing of what would come with the big bad evil.
Sorry, I cut into your.
You're both
nothing
splitting
to
one now, so you're both splitting one. I need a little more.
Okay, what else happened? And then Soot went and spoke to Naz, which helped him emotionally recover, I guess.
I'll take that. Give me a little more.
Then it was the day of the ball, and we all prepared. We got on our finest. We had a little rest in one of the I want to say ringworm clan. That's not the ringworm.
Oh my god, I'm changing the law.
The ringworm clan.
The green dragons are now the ringworm clan.
I mean, I'll add that under the shade against each other. The others call
the
it.
rock band. That we hung out in the rock band.
Why did I not think of that? In all my
Place.
prep, I didn't think of like what the insulting like racial slurs for each of the clans would be. Like all of the other clans call the green
Your
ones.
slur
Yes.
game.
I need
I've
to
been saying
up
it for years, Rob.
We hung out there.
I mean, it's pretty good, generally off camera.
Generally off camera.
and we got ready and we went to the ball and they announced us. We met a man
You did.
in purple called
Don't take everything. Ben's got
Man
time.
Kelly.
I was like, oh, we are getting close to the end.
I'll get his one as well. Like.
Ben, what you got for me?
egg too, so
What
that's
happened?
another one.
Yes, there's so many things. We saw an egg We went to the Hellmore place and they were thinking about stealing an egg. Naz is dead to me.
Yeah.
Why? Is it something to do with pointing a gun at you?
It had something to do with it.
Oh.
And then at the masquerade ball, yes, we met Mam Kelly. Also, Owen turned up. The cheeky.
He hasn't done anything wrong.
Oh, okay.
Did he do something wrong?
20, no.
Did he do something wrong?
Yes, he used some witchcraft to make sure I would only roll a 4 on insight, and he made me forget about my hero token, which I could have used to fucking Anyway.
But in-game, did he do anything wrong?
Yes, Summer E was a shifty little prick. So he turned up, but then also Queen Brianna. Brianna?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Queen Brianna turned up with 2 people in tow that we have good reason to believe there's like the Dragon Witness who has created the Dawn Scale, which I may be part of, as well as this random woman made of phyllo pastry, I believe.
And she's delicious.
Yeah. It's so flaky.
Get a little bit of cheese and mushroom inside.
Ricotta, spinach.
But yes, they turned up, and then also Mam Kelly, it revealed, was basically red wedding this whole thing. And they kind of marked some people who were on their side, and he's like, we should fight the fascists by being fascists ourselves and doing a genocide.
We should fight the fascists by genociding all of them, regardless of whether they're innocent.
And we're all like,
Ooh, you had me in the first half of that sentence.
equality, kill all the others? What? Maybe not.
Very good. Does anybody remember if Owen actually has done anything
Yes.
specifically?
Yes.
Tried to
suspicious?
enchant
Yeah, right.
Surt to make her forget that he'd used.
He was gaslighting me.
Gaslit her.
Magical gaslighting.
He used the gaslight spell.
Yes, and I noticed, and I couldn't do anything about it.
Gaslick.
Yeah, gaslick.
It's the name of this. That's what.
Oh,
the
really?
Actual, yeah, it's called the process is called gaslicking. Everybody says gaslighting, and it's wrong. It's called gaslicking.
Well, look at that.
What?
He's gaslicking us.
You son of a...
Are you actually?
That motherfucker's gaslicking us.
God!
That's the stupid f***ing... Did you know gullible's not even in the f***ing dictionary?
Much like Owen, we pretend that we agree with what Rob said in our heads.
Yeah, you
and
present
actually we
psychically.
don't.
You also
You're actually gas-limping him.
We're really gaslimping.
Gaslimping. All right, so that is where we begin with the brief sort of previously on kind of the recap comes
One
the
other
end
big
of
thing is that Naz got sort her armor back.
yes.
I also realized after I walked away that you wouldn't have had your armor for this entire fight otherwise,
Yeah.
because all of the things exploded
all
and
things
he
exploded.
closed all the entrances.
And when you said, I'm going to run off to the Rotfang, I was like, okay, because you stay in the Rotfang right as he's finishing his speech. You're separated from the rest of the clan, and we have a split party with you and the Rotfangs going, how do I get back in? Do I want to even? All right, so we jump back to the final moments of his speech as he says, so my family, I offer you the chance. Wait, what was his voice? He was upper class English.
Who is this? This is
This is Mam Kelly on stage, this guy representing. I offer you the chance. Who will join me in swearing off these ridiculous notions of separate clans? Who will stand with me in the unification of our peoples once more? A couple of people fist pumping, a couple of people sort of timid clapping. Yeah, fight the fascism. You notice that a few of the masked servants spray the ones that are like, okay, these guys are on our side. And he says, well, perhaps I misread the room. I would have hoped more of you would have seen reason. But don't let me ruin the night. You should enjoy it as though it was your last. In fact, it's my greatest of pleasure to introduce my guest of honor, my half-brother, Torellian the Slayer. And then, boom, all of the things collapsed. The people dropped the detonators and started breath weaponing all of the people who were dissenting, all the people opponent to them, and then running for the exits. And as they were waiting by the sides of the exit, Torellian started entering. And that's where we pick up today.
Where did what entrance did he enter from?
The one that's
Hellmore?
remaining open, the one that's right behind the stage. So the stage with the band, the orchestra on it.
Do we know what that one is? Is it the Hellmore
That's the one that kind of it leads into a communal area that is the entrance hall from the summit. But from that entrance hall has diverting to all the different clans. You can get around by not going through the grand hall. You can get to the different clans because you entered from the Rotfang after getting ready. and somebody said, "Oh, if you're here officially, you should go around." And you went round to the front and entered through this one, which is where Slappy Jack was introducing people.
And Tyrellian in the Human Kingdoms is known as Tyrellian the Mad?
Tyrellian the Mad, Tyrellian the Fierce, Tyrellian the Betrayer. Right. He's got a lot of monikers, and he's calling him Tyrellian the Slayer, which is a choice. It is usually the moniker used by people who respect.
I don't think he's going to call his mate Tyrellian the Mad.
Tyrellian the Slayer is usually the one that's reserved for people who respect him, which is a piece of very deep lore that none of you were expected to know, but he did. It was one of the subtle clues that I used earlier when he did reference him as Tyrellian the Slayer.
Mm.
Oh.
There's been a few things.
There's been a few little
things.
Look
at you picking up on stuff.
Yeah.
So, it's amazing what you can pick up on when there's not a barbarian hitting things with a hammer.
I also said to Rob at one of our pee breaks yesterday, I was like, oh, by the way, after Naz's whole big outburst when he revealed that the Grim Racket clan doesn't exist, you said as Nam Kelly, I know the Grim Rackets. And I was like, oh, by the way, the Grim Racket clan doesn't exist. And he was like, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, bro, I'm kind of ahead of the game.
Yeah, I know. It wouldn't have changed things. He doesn't know the Grim Racket. He was lying to your face, and Adam's like, oh, okay, took note of that. So we see as the speech is happening, the last moments of the speech, right before the explosion, we see Naz in the Rotfang tinkering up the Sut Suit deployer, TM.
As he's doing that, he looks over and goes, sees the Rotfang eggs.
Yeah,
like, God damn it, Naz, and then keeps working.
As a sort of we're doing like a brief cut back because there's something just I forgot to mention with in regards to Naz during this moment. Naz, the first time that he does something selfless, his Fizzle Spark pistol awakens. So how we see that play out is that you are putting your such thing together, and you know that it's going to take quite a bit of your scrap, which could go towards making grenades and such, but it's going to give Sut her armor, and that's going to help protect her and keep her alive, which is something you promised to do to the Queen. And yes, it's not entirely selfless, because keeping her alive keeps you alive, as the Queen has threatened. But I think in this moment you need a particular part for this Sut deploy, like a particular tiny spring that's just, and you've only got a few seconds to tinker it up.
Oh shit. Okay. Think, Naz, think. What can you do? Come on, Naz. Come on, think. Okay. Yes. Do this and attach that, and bend that into place. And okay, that looks good, but God, it needs one more bit. That's not gonna work if I don't.
You look down at your gun. You know that there's a spring-loaded part of the barrel, and you think, and you just disable the gun. You take that part out and you put it in the machine.
Oh no. Okay. Sorry, gun. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay, let's go.
And then when you just pick up what you expect to be a now disabled gun, something sort of like shifts and clicks, and you've unwittingly made a more efficient use of the gun, and it is now a +2 pistol, +1 pistol on the +1 that it was already from your artificer infusions. So it's now +1 to attacks and damages from what it was before, and the base damage has gone up from a D10 to a D12.
Cool.
And then you rush out, you deploy the suit, Iron Man style, onto you.
I want to imagine like you were being bucked off the horse. Oh
yeah,
no, it wasn't when you were being
like
bucked,
riding.
it was when you were jumping onto the horse.
Riding, like, pauldron on one side, helmet on, otherwise ball gown with a flail in hand.
Yeah.
And this is where you are, by the way. You were heading towards this this entrance that's been rubbled off, and the horse got bucked off. Yeah. The insight check you failed to notice before you got bucked was that one of the prismatic servants was kind of edging your way. So you would have seen them, so it wasn't a perception check because you would have seen them coming, but it was an insight to see if they meant you harm, and sure enough you failed it, but they deliberately tripped the horse as you came past.
Oh, I thought it was the Queen.
Nope, the prismatics were told by Mam Kelly to not let anybody leave before I finish my speech. So that is where we begin. We see that the Tyrellian walks in. I will have everybody roll initiative as we go into a time-sensitive situation, not necessarily combat. It might be.
I think we all know it's combat, mate.
Just hammer it. It might be an escape rather than a combat, but who sees?
Yeah, no.
Is it
First roll of the
Egan?
day, ladies and gentlemen. First roll of the day. That was a nat 1. I have advantage on initiative. Thank
Because of your
Christ.
dragon touch focus.
Jacqueline Christ. 16. That's great. 16.
16.
19.
Also 16.
19.
5.
5.
Which makes sense.
Also
I've been backed off a
16.
With
wolf.
advantage because
Yeah,
of
with
your
advantage,
thing?
yeah.
All right. Now, 16 and 16. So these two are going together. It means that if you wanted to do any like tag team duel up stuff, I usually give some sort of a bonus for that. If you can be like fastball special, I throw you do that thing, or I hold this action till you've done your bonus and then I do this. It's a fun little team up if you go together. Also, Magpie, don't forget that your necklace has another strand of hair in it since you turned 29 yesterday, which came with an additional feature, which actually does pertain to the first round of any combat. So as Torellian walks in, what I'm going to do for this is I've pre-rolled some of the initiatives of the people who actually might be needing initiative turns, but otherwise Torellian and the NPC dragons are going to be essentially like a lair action top of the round thing. They're more focused on each other than they are on you guys, so they're not really a part of the combat so much as just like a terrain difficulty. So Torellian walks in, you see that a black dragonborn runs over to him, let's say it's this one here. He turns around and just like starts setting off towards him, and as he does, just transforms, massive undead wings comes out, and you see Gargoth. Gargoth, the most powerful existing dragon outside of Torellian, the only one of the remaining original Dark Lords, and only because he made...
Dragon Lords.
What did I say?
Dark.
I meant Dragon Lords, thank you. Yes, one of the only remaining Dragon Lords, and only because he made a pact with the Dark Lords to bring him back after death, he approaches Torellian, and you hear Torellian shout, "Gargoth, what are you doing here? I thought I killed you already." And Gargoth says, No, Torellian. You didn't kill me with your dragon flames, but you did leave me very badly disfigured. So badly, in fact, that I was finished off by some lowly adventurers. But luckily it didn't stick, because I have friends in high places. But all the same, I'd like to return the favor! And he launches himself at Torellian, who launches himself back, and they have a super cool, epic kaiju clash in the center.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This is scary, but this is impressive to watch.
It's huge.
Holy shit. It's like, what that film, Pacific Rim.
Yeah, or like a Transformers.
Kind of is like
Or
Transformers.
the Godzilla one. That one.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's
all
like
the
a giant CGI fest. It's so impressive.
big thing attacking other big
The
things.
scale
Oh my God.
is unbelievable.
It's insane. Like, I can't wait until the people watching us get to see what we're watching.
Exactly.
This is so impressive.
You can see that Torellian is far larger than Gargoth's form, even larger than most of the largest of the Helmor clan were, even larger than Dolderoth was. And you're not exactly sure why, but I think you have an inkling of why. It's to do with the power stones that are embedded in him. So these two clash, and they just sort of like dive to the side. There's some of the stage gets smashed up, and they just
fall on certain shadows.
Yeah, they just fall on side. You're dead immediately.
Oh no! I guess I'm playing Slappy Jackies, that's why you see it.
We see as soon as they clash, a couple of the other Dragonborn start rushing forwards and start turning into other members of the undead dark.
Stepped on.
Couple of the other undead
Dragon.
Darkworm clan. They are essentially going to be unable to win against Torellian easily, with their main weapon being something that he is immune to, with the necrotic. But with their scratching and clawing, they can actually get some damage through to him, and it's essentially just going to be a case of buying everybody time while they're fighting him. So I'm going to summarize their fight against him at the top of every round with just like a straight roll-off. He has a particular modifier to it, I'm not going to tell you. They have a particular modifier to theirs. Anything that you're doing to help them or help him, that adds to the modifier, and we just kind of gradually see who is winning, who is not. But that might not even be your goal. Your goal might just be get the hell out of there. It's up to you.
Anyway, this seems like dragon.
It seems like a you thing.
Is that rubble? Can we get that shifted?
Is anybody able to?
Do you love listening to my sultry voice? Well, you can now listen to this campaign on all of your favorite audio platforms like Spotify. You can listen to it. We got it as a podcast. It's f***ing amazing. And you can just hear me talking about my lovely life. Anyway, back to the game.
I would really like to be. I've got a thing in the morning.
Still doing the costume parade?
It's just the costume parade starts on the other side of So as that is playing out and they're yelling at each other, we also see, or the more perceptive among you see, Mam Kelly leaves the stage. As soon as Torellian exited, all of the prismatic dragon servants started to file out. He ran out as well. I'll see a perception check from each of you just to see if any of you notice it in character. Otherwise, it'll just be like a dramatic irony thing that we notice as an audience.
24.
24, excellent. You'll notice.
3.
27.
Jesus, 27, 24, 3?
3.
Yeah, makes sense.
That makes sense. I haven't been hit off a horse.
No, you're not.
So
two of you will notice.
By a lot of things.
Two of you will just notice through like the dramatic irony. But you'll see that as he's running, he digs a hand down into his suit pocket. Mam Kelly. The one who was giving the speech, who organised this whole thing and has introduced Torellian as his half-brother. Sticks his hand in his pocket, brings out a similar detonator to the ones that you just saw the prismatics use, and clicks it. Clicks it again. Enjoy my brother! He's the life of the party. That should have exploded. Oh, god damn it! And you see like just this crack appear in the stonework of the one remaining entrance. Throws it down. Oh! What was his voice when he's in Dragonborn? Oh, because he turns into, as he's running as well. Where is the
reveal?
He turns into a turtle.
turns into just a
not a
small
dragon.
turtle.
He's a
Where did I
tortellum.
put him? There he is. As he leaves the stage, his mask sort of gets absorbed into his skin, wild shape style. His mask and clothing, his purple suit, gets absorbed into his skin, which turns black. You see some black scales. A couple of goggles appear on his forehead, and a lab coat, and you see the Dragonborn Doctor.
Kelly, you son of a bitch!
It's cool.
It's really cool.
So Mam Kelly was the doctor.
Excellent work to Director Ben for both designing that and printing it and painting it.
Yeah.
Damn it, clips and their faulty equipment!
Right. I want you 5 on this entrance, the rest of you split up. I want 3 of you on each entrance in case they dig through.
So as he leaves the stage, digs his hand into his pocket, grabs out a detonator, and the detonator fails to work.
Mam Kelly.
South African. He goes, these shoddy explosives from those damn Eclipse! And he throws down the detonator. Fine.
From the Eclipse.
You 5! And he points to some of the young prismatics. You stay here and guard the entrance. Kill anyone who comes out, unless they're allies. The rest of you spread out, go round. I want 3 of you on each tunnel exit in case they dig through. And you hear one of the prismatics say, Doctor, I'm scared. He turns and says,
Now is not the time, 46972. Grow up!
says,
That was our mate.
says, but what if Torellian kills us? Says, Idiot! Torellian is under my strict control whenever I have the Source Stone. You have nothing to fear unless you fail me.
Yeah,
And he
well,
sets off running. And he sets off running out of the thing, and you see that 5 young prismatics have been left here to guard the entrance. I don't have young dragon minis, so I've used a variety of.
Let's just
You can always send more to my PO box.
PO Box, Robert Hartley.
Yeah, that's the PO box. That's the PO box address.
RobertHartley.com.
At Auckland, New Zealand.
Beautiful.
Are these the baby dragons?
Pegasus.
Yeah, these are the youngs.
That's a unicorn horse thing, though.
That's a Pegasus. It doesn't have a horn, Ben.
And a sphinx,
Jesus,
and a chimera, and a griffin.
What is the point?
You would know. Well, most of you would know, I think, at this stage, especially with you blabbering about dragons. Well, have you been flying? The stages of the life cycle essentially goes hatchling for the first year, and then wyvern when they're starting to get used to wings and actually being able to use breath weapon and stuff until about the age of 5. And then they go into young, which is like child essentially, up to the age of about 20. And then they become adolescent for the next 80 years or so, like teenagers and starting to actually have eggs and stuff. And then they're adults from about 100 onwards, give or take. So given that these are young, they're not quite adolescents. They're still relatively weak dragons. But having said that, they are genetically modified prismatics. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one 5. So they've got 5 of them just kind of guarding this exit. one of whom is your friend from before.
Can we say purple cape is one for?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
The rest of them, I did mention there were like 60 different servants on duty. The rest of them have just spread out to the various different tunnels around the place.
We should have known.
I should have got 60 minis out.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me just.
I mean, Jesus, Rob,
I had
I'm
one
sick
job.
of this, mate.
I had one job: make a 2-scale, 1,000 feet across entrance grand hall.
I mean, what are we even doing here, you know?
So he runs away, leaving the people to guard the exit, and then let's see.
Boy, this guy just gives
So
up with his
the
bad self.
stones. What I'm saying is, if we knew how to destroy them, Talia probably would have done that by now. So
Potentially, but you also have been getting a lot of benefits and psychic stuff from it.
true.
So the
Maybe I
stone
should
has
leave it.
perhaps prevented you actually attempting to do so. Plus, you couldn't exactly ask other people for help breaking it because you haven't even admitted to people that you've got it. The last thing that happens as kind of like the top of the round thing is that you see that the Queen and her accompaniment, the Queen
Queen is
being
that
this one, running towards her, accompaniment back there with Rasmon. They seem to jump into action. The Queen rushes over to you. She's continued her motion as she's rushing your direction, kind of pushing past people, and she's just pleading with you. Now do you see how far... no, she's not South African. She's Elvish, a slight bit of Welsh, but very well. She goes, now do you see how far in over your head you are? Please, see sense and come home with me.
No, I won't. I'm taking a step behind the shrill.
We'll get back to that in a second, just because we're kind of combat. I don't want to play out the whole scenes.
Yes.
You see the other two turn to you, and the one that you've been introduced to as Lady Fila says, what was her voice again? Slightly gravel. She goes, well, perhaps we don't have as much time as I would have hoped for proper introductions after all. My name is Rasmern. I believe you've read about me.
Oh, Rasmon just faints.
My name's Rasmern. I believe you've read about me.
How do you spell her name?
Her name is, as it was another subtle clue in the letter, it is...
I did notice that.
Instead of O-R-N at the end, it is U-R-N-E. Rasmern. I mainly made that change so that I wouldn't confuse myself in my notes the entire time that I've been writing about Rasmon.
Is this Fila, the one that was Fila?
Yeah, Fila, yes, the lady's companion to the Queen. She says...
It's your mama. Well,
kind of, in a way.
Yeah,
in a way.
In a complicated way.
It's your two mamas.
She said, literally,
Mums!
I've literally written that here. She goes, I believe that you've read about me. Together with Tynarum, I birthed the eggs that would become the first of the dawn scale. And then Mayawan turns to you and says, and I breathed the light into them. If you'll excuse me. And then she rushes away. If you can just drag her over to one of the nearby NPCs.
Which one?
Mayawan, the one that's closest to me. Yeah.
Rush her over here?
Yep. She rushes over. As she rushes, you see that she transforms into her true form of Mayawan, Mother of Dragons.
Wow.
Hell yeah, Mum.
And as she does so, and you see that the one that she's rushing over to is himself transforming. Let's go with.
Chaos.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here going, so whose side are we on? What's happening here?
Let's say that.
Well, actually, no, that's just clarified things
Do I
for
need
me.
this one? I don't think I need this one for anything in
Mum,
particular.
sorry.
So he has been one of the ones that was breathed on by the prismatics. He's severely damaged by all of the damage he took from the breath weapon, because even though they are young dragons, they have all 5 elemental damage in their weapons. So he is severely damaged, and as Mayawan seems to run over to it, and you just for a moment you're like, she's going to finish them off. Whose side here?
Who is it she's fighting? Is it a full blood?
She's not fighting. That guy's a full blood Helmor that was breathed on by one of the prismatics.
Oh, yeah.
And you think, oh shit, is she on his side? Is she finishing him off? But then as she breathes out, far from it being a fiery inferno, it is this radiant light, almost difficult to look at, that washes over him, and you see some of his wounds getting stitched up. She actually has a healing breath weapon. So she says, yes, I was the one who breathed light into the eggs. If you'll excuse me, rushes over to help the wounded dragons, transforming into her ancient Helmor self. And then Fila, now known as Rasmern, turns to you again and says, my eggs and my presence in your village were enough to overwrite that village's usual lineage of gilded dragons. Many years before me, there was a gold dragon in the village, and that's what influenced the bloodline, but I only knew that I'd overwritten that when I saw you born. I know you have lots of questions, but now's not really the time for that.
Oh, but Mom!
This guy gets boom, slammed against the wall. Comes back.
Yeah. Tell me more.
Yeah, there's some dragons fighting around.
Now's not really the time for the questions. I guess you can say I'm one of your mother's. He's only failed in his attempts to create the perfect race of super dragons because he did not know he was missing a piece of the puzzle. But now that he knows about Dawn Scales, it's only a matter of time. He must be stopped, and his lab must be destroyed. I take it you know where it is.
Yeah, we do.
I think you know what you have to do.
Lady Fila, you are Rasmorn?
I am, yes, and I'm sure you have lots of questions.
I have so many questions.
Yes, unfortunately now's not the time with everything going on.
Yes. You are a dragon, yes?
Yes, you need to follow
You're the mother dragon?
You need to follow Tainara.
You're the first white dragon?
You need to follow Tainara. So I will answer all your questions in time.
Please, I've stopped my whole life.
I swear, Rasmon, I know what you've been through. You need to follow Tainara. Time is of the essence. It needs to be now.
Okay.
I'll answer all of your questions in time. I will answer all of your questions.
You promise?
I promise I will answer your questions.
Okay.
As long as I survive.
Huh? What was that?
Oh, that was an aside. That was a break the fourth wall. It's like a Shakespearean thing. Don't worry.
But you're gonna tell me?
I will tell you everything after this fight.
Okay.
As long as I survive.
What?
Somebody comes flying past. Just like dragon, some guy turns into one of the gilded.
Oh,
Mum, I'm scared.
Mummy, help me, please.
look at this
Some
one.
guy's turned into one of the gilded and is heavily
Look at
wounded
its
by the
little
prismatics.
face. It looks like a catfish.
It does look like a catfish.
I was so excited that we chose to do dragons for this because I was like, I've got so many dragons and I love them all and I never get a chance to use them, especially not in this magnitude.
Very cool.
Cool
That's my favorite one.
That one's
It's pretty awesome. And he's got a swappable head with like a breath weapon on it as well. Which is pretty cool.
It's giving catfish and like a beta fish with the.
One thing I really do like is like the differentiation of the different styles of dragons and how they've used like Asian influenced dragons and European influenced dragons and all that stuff.
Cool.
It's pretty weird that like almost every culture in human history have come up with some form of dragon.
That's because they're real.
Tanifa.
So
Of course, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
they exist.
Yeah, Tanifa as
There's a
well.
bunch of theories about that.
I mean, it's all of the things that we should be afraid of, essentially.
Exactly.
All right, so she says yes. You need to. His lab needs to be destroyed because he's on his way to creating a perfect race. You've seen what the young ones can do against adult and even ancient purebloods. If he manages to actually create one that's working, then there's going to be a problem for the world, essentially. What do you guys do? At this point, we enter proper initiative order.
Oh shit! Well, we know that we need to destroy
Naz.
that one.
Naz, who has just kind of been just like frozen between
Yeah.
Queen,
The queen kind of bucked past you, and you were like
mothers,
half going towards her,
going
and then things
towards
started
helping Soot, going towards Rasmon and Talia, and going. Technically, I'm going to be mechanically using a spell, but what Raz does is he just leans backwards, and as he leans backwards, a little pouch that he's had on his back the entire time splits out, and Doc Ock style, two more legs come out and two more arms come out.
Okay, here we go. You guys watch this. This is gonna be f***ing impressive. Here come my octopus arms. Oh my god! How cool does that look? Oh my god, this is the best CG that we've ever had in the D&D series. Oh my god, these octopus arms look better than Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. I mean, don't get me wrong, Alfred Molina is amazing. He's a good actor, but shit, I look way better than him right now.
Oh,
yes,
cool.
And I'm casting the spell Haste. But,
Hell yeah, I love that.
Essentially,
That's
he's got
awesome. That's so good.
two more legs and two more arms.
Nice.
That's one of my favorite things about playing Artificer is like just like flavoring all all my spells to just be mechanical shit that I've got.
So I'm casting Haste on myself.
All these like spidery legs come out. That's awesome.
And Naz just like is trying to make a decision. He's literally torn between that way and that way, literally stuck in the middle. And then he goes, God damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And goes, sorry, Your Highness. And whether or not you let me use a hero token for this or not, pulls out a little thing from his, with second action, because I've just cast Haste on myself. pulls the trigger and essentially casting haste again. I know I can't cast 2 spells, which is why I'm saying this. Or you let me...
Give me a spell check, and if you nat 20, I won't take the hero point. Otherwise, I'll allow it with a hero point. What was that?
It was a 3.
Yeah, I'll take the hero point. And yes,
so
you can cast
sorry,
haste.
Uranus! And I pull the trigger and out of the auto-donning machine on Soot. Exact same thing. Bang, 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 bang. So you've got...
So what that means mechanically is your speed is doubled. You have an armor class of a +2 to it because you're just faster than everybody else. Your dexterity saving throws are, I think, at advantage. There's a couple other things as well, and most importantly, you have an extra action every turn. So you have 2 actions every turn.
Go on!
Shit.
All right. So haste. All your movement. Bonus action for anything?
Yeah, probably. Oh, yeah, and...
Extra action? That's awesome.
Because you can attack twice per round, so you can attack 4 times per round now, if you want to be attacking. More to get out, really, is what I was thinking. Bonus action, there was something I had in mind, and it's completely flown away.
For flavour, my one that he's put on mine is more like spider legs, like dark,
out
the bottom. Yeah.
Cool.
Saruman on legs.
So to let you know mechanically how this works, because haste is a concentration spell, but that's why I allowed it with the hero thing. You are concentrating on both. So if you drop concentration, I'll allow you to make two checks. I'll allow you to make 2 checks, one on each of you, but one of them, your choice of which, will be at disadvantage.
Oh, I see. Cool.
So, so it's hard for you to, you've got a 20 intelligence. You should be able to be pretty good at concentrating on things, but there's a lot going on. The second concentration is at disadvantage.
I don't know if I want to do this.
Target speed's doubled. I'm just checking the new 2024 version of it in case it's changed at all. Speed is doubled. Bonus 2 to your armor class. Advantage on dex saves. Additional action on each of your turn. It has still got the limitation rules as written that if you take the attack action, you only get 1 additional attack, but I've always kind of thought that's a bit weird. So I'm fine for you to take the full multi-attack action when you take the attack action as your second. Dash, disengage, hide, or utilize. All right. Anything as your bonus?
You said bonus action hide.
Yes, additional action.
Well, then I'll bonus
disengage, hide.
I'll bonus action dash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just get.
Because you have your.
I'll just get over with
your goblin dash, don't you?
Yep.
Excellent.
That's great.
So you get right up.
And now
next
he's just gotten out at the Queen.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Sorry, Uranus.
Point near the Queen. So you, at the end of everybody's turn, how mechanically this is going to work is because there's just a lot of shit going on. We're going to decide what is something that you have to face, like either during the run or as you're. I think for you it makes sense that you're running such a distance. You're running like through breath weapon or through like tables.
Yeah, it would have been ducking and weaving, and I would have got the advantage on the dexterity.
Yeah, so I'll say give me a dexterity saving throw to see what happened on your turn and how well you avoided it.
Would he have been in my aura by then or no?
No, it's like something that's mechanically
11 plus 2, 13.
Was that with advantage?
So rolling that one first.
Oh, okay. 13, you'll still take some damage from a
So I'm ducking and weaving and trying.
A random breath weapon, let's say, at this point. Yeah, well, at this point, one of the others transforms into one of the rock fangs as you were running. And just kind of not even meaning to hit you, just freaking out at the damage they've just taken. Some of the poison came across you. You will take, where is the other one? Oh man, I rolled max on almost all.
Imagine their poison breath with them instead of like a cloud, like they're just like acid.
Yeah. This corruption, this venomous, sickly.
Is it then another dexterity check to see if it takes half damage, or?
No, that was it.
Check.
So that is 19 points of poison damage. And that was what happened to you on your turn in the sort of grand scheme of things. All right, we've got a dual turn between the two of you. You can either split it up and just go one at a time, or you can.
Well, yesterday
Sailor Moon combo. Sailor Moon combo.
Yes. Yesterday I'd moved after Owen left. I'd come over to Resmond, so we are next to each other at the moment. So I would have heard what they were talking about.
You were after Owen left, you ran over.
Yesterday. So I've moved myself back over there. So would I have heard all of that?
Yes, in that case, you were there as you sort of arriving just as she was like. Look, I guess we don't have as much time as I would have thought. My name's Rasmus.
My name's Resmond. We don't have any time.
Oi, 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 oi. Well, I turn to Talia and say, we need to destroy the lab.
I agree.
But I'm just so f***ing overwhelmed. I like say, do I fight any of these dragons? Do we just try and run through how do we clear the rubble? I have no idea.
Talia turns to Asmore and she's like, to get out of here, we need to be perceived as allies, so we need the spray.
To help us get there quickly, I Allosaur all over the place.
And another dinosaur.
Go! Oh, this is top speed? Oh, crazy.
I'm gonna open up the bag of holding, pour out like all the corpse bones. You know, they all stand up one by one.
This is so ironic considering the shirt you're wearing. Necromancy. Not even once, ladies and gentlemen.
Look, I know not everyone has the time to constantly watch the internet, but you have time to listen to podcasts, don't you? You can listen to my sultry voice in the Viva la Dirt League D&D podcast. The link is over there. Check it out.